Hello, this is the Challenge 2 video, and I'm really hoping that this time I'm not making the same big oof. I just checked OBS, and this video should be recorded to the disk as opposed to my previous one, which I managed to stream on Twitch. Such a boomer thing to do, but to my defense, I do stream more often than create videos with OBS, so I think just out of habit I clicked on the stream. Good thing that it was only the orientation part and the location of the hidden chest, which is pretty easy to find, to be frank. Alright, time for our first challenge, so let's jump right into it. So the first challenge I'm going to solve in the 2022 Holiday Hack Challenge is from the token ring, and all of these are network related, so I'm not sure if it's a play on the word or the expression of token ring, but the first challenge here is a Wireshark practice one with pretty low difficulty, and they do provide a link to a PCAP file. I already downloaded that one and opened up Wireshark to solve the challenge. And I also recommend, probably should teleport to the appropriate location. So I do recommend always talking to the little elf in charge of the challenge. Let's get him talk. Sometimes you do get useful hints from these little elves, and once you get all the details, this elf also gives you the link to the PCAP file. You can start up basically the Cranberry Pi terminal and get started with the challenge. Now, I think they do have the file here, and they do have T-Shark. Some of the questions might be easier to solve with T-Shark, but I'm just going to use Wireshark. And the first question is that are you ready to help the little elf? So there's a description, how to use the terminal, and this challenge I believe is from an actual traffic that they grabbed, maybe from malware traffic analysis. So realistic traffic, if I remember correctly, there's maybe it's a Dridex or similar kind of infection in there, but they ask us if we can help, and sure we can. So one thing that you could do with all the steps of this challenge is just keep asking for hints here. So this is really kind of warm-up thing, and you can keep typing in hint until you uncover all the hints, and at this point we really have to answer the question. So there are objects in the PCAP file that can be exported by Wireshark and or T-Shark. What type of objects can be exported from this PCAP? I do have the PCAP opened up here, and what Wireshark offers you under File and Export Objects is a series of protocols that the object extractor part of Wireshark understands, or rather protocols that do have an object extractor in their protocol dissector. We have DICOM here, FTP data, HTTP, IMF for emails, SMB, and TFTP. Now, instead of going through all of these, you could have done the same thing. The only protocol that has files that can be extracted is going to be HTTP in this challenge. So the first answer here is what type of objects, and these are based on the hint. You also need to type it. I'm not sure if you need to type it in all caps, but these are HTTP objects. Again, for the next question, you could just ask for all the hints if you like. And the question is, what is the file name of the largest file we can export? Now, I'm not sure what kind of Wireshark version the creators of the question were using, but the correct answer in this case is not favicon, which is my mistake. So there's two app PHPs here. I totally missed this one, but if you order by size, apparently, yeah, these are kilobytes, not bytes. So, okay, my bad. That's the right answer in this case. I totally missed this the first time I saw the challenge, but good thing I'm looking through the whole how the hack challenge one more time. So this is the largest one here, app.php. Let's give it as answer. PHP. What packet number starts that app.php file? So again, you can ask for hints, but on the previous screen here under object extract, we already see this one. There's the packet number. So the answer here is 687. 2687. There we go. Then we can also, it's for hints for question 4. Okay, no more hints available. What is the IP of the Apache server? I might say, what Apache server? Now, this file was probably transferred by some sort of server here. We can go lazy, and since there are no penalties for giving answers, if you open down the details for HTTP, the server header here says Apache. So that means here, because it's actually an HTTP response for this packet, we're already looking at the right place. And given that this is an RFC 1918 address, this is a response, so coming from the source, that must be the IP address of the server. So if I open down here the IP layer, I can do this. Copy just the value, and we're gonna go back here, and to paste in here in the terminal, you have to do Ctrl-Shift-V and enter. Go. Ask again all the hints that you like. These are fairly easy questions. What file is saved to the infected host? Now this is a little bit trickier, and we probably want to go on top here, maybe even filter on HTTP, so that we're just looking at when the host is requesting this and getting it back from the server. But let's start on the top. And one tricky thing here is if you chose follow TCP stream on this, the problem that you will encounter, you won't be able to read the content here in the response. So this is where the server returns the app.php file. And as you can see, the transfer encoding here is chunk. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of chunk encoding, but the idea is that you have length indicators and then that amount of bytes, and then later in a separate line, there's another length indicator, and then the number of bytes here. This is also compressed on top of it with gzip, so not going to be able to easily comprehend and parse what is in here humanly, because we just followed the TCP stream. However, Wireshark has a great functionality. These are more recent versions for Wireshark. You can also do HTTP stream reassembly in this case. And the HTTP dissector in this case will, as you can see, reconstruct the data portions from the chunk encoded data. And if there was other type of encoding, it's also going to decode that, in this case, decompressing the data. And we have here this large, absolutely not suspicious looking script block here with a huge base64 blob, right? This is totally normal. This is how HTTP traffic looks like. Obviously not. And if you do a quick analysis on the JavaScript, you see that this blob is later reconstructed to a file, which seemingly is going to be this zip file here. So that's gonna be the answer. That's the file that the script will reconstruct. There we go. Question 6. Again, let's ask for all the hints. And there are plenty of hints for this one. Actually, so many hints that the previous one scrolled out. Hint, yeah. So I have no idea what was hint 1, but it doesn't really matter. So attackers used bad TLS certificates in this traffic. Which countries were they registered to? Submit the names of the countries in alphabetical order separated by commas, and I believe also a space. Now this is pretty tricky, so I'm gonna make sure that I'm looking at my notes as well. Let's close this one here. And we're looking at TLS traffic. So let's do a filter here just for TLS. And the interface that I have here in Wireshark is a customized one. I do like to organize things this way, because I can get some real estate for the packet details. And we're talking about the attacker side. So for their C2 communication, they use TLS apparently. And the certificate information does contain country info. I'm going to close the IP layer here, and I'm going to dig into the TLS layer in certificates. And what I'm looking for is essentially just the field that contains the country info. And my idea here is to create a column so I can easily read that info. Let's see. It's a certificate here. Sign certificate. I think I'm in the wrong place. Issuer extensions. No, R&D sequence, that's a good one. By the way, I think in the hint, yeah, they also give you the R&D sequence part. So if we keep on digging down here, I just need one. I don't really need all of them. There it is, country name, US. So this field here, and if you're not that accustomed to use Wireshark every day, then there's a pro tip for you. If you highlight a field here in packet details in the status bar, this will tell you the name of the field. And what I like to do in this case is I like to add this as a column. Say apply column. We can also do the following. I can say apply filter. Well, let's just do prepare filter. I don't want to apply this yet. And I'm only interested in packets where we have country name present in the X509 certificate. So this gives a nice, clean, easy to read overview of all the country names occurring in the certificate chains. So we have here United States, I is for Ireland, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just peek in. And you can resolve these, of course. IL is for Israel. And SS is for South Sudan. I had to look this one up actually. I did not know this one by heart. So you need to order this in alphabetical order and then submit it. Which is going to give you Ireland, Israel, South Sudan, and United States. There it is. And the last question here is the host infected? Well, I think that was kind of easy because we saw the delivery of that zip file eventually. And then C2 communication was already stated in the previous question. That means, yep, this host was compromised. And that's the end of the challenge. You will get the achievement here, the completion of the Wireshark practice challenge, and a task. You need to find the next objective, and we have to talk to this little elf here to get our next objective. But that's the topic for the next video. So that's it for the Wireshark practice challenge, which was challenge 2 in order. The order, I actually took it from the Discord channel or Discord server for the holiday hack challenges, and I'm also going to refer to the challenges with the same name. But that's it for this video. Hope to see you in the next video, which is going to be challenge 3.